Oh my god.
What is it?
No. Evil.
I can't.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey.
And my name is Becky.
And we are also known as the Sorry Girls, and we are also known as hosts of this little podcast we like to call A Little About a Lot.
Wow, you nailed that title.
Thank you. Becky, where have we been?
We've had some changes at the office, new hires, which that's always like, it takes up time to train new people and like shift everything over. And there was a couple weeks where we didn't have an employee, so that was like hard to do things with a smaller team.
Yeah, you just gotta, make those changes and keep things going.
So now we have our new assistant who's been with us this is her first week, so a couple days, and her name's Allie, and she's great. We love her so far.
Yep, she's out shopping for some DIY supplies right now. Yep, shout out Allie. Thanks for joining the team.
So that's kind of why the podcast is back, because now we've gotten back into the swing of things a little bit more.
Yeah, we just need a break. It was like, I know it's kind of like a not planned break, but it was just like, oh, we can't even deal. Also, we were in Pennsylvania too.
Yes, which this podcast is sort of hard to bring on the road.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because as you can see, we're in our set, which is the very setup set. And these mics are great, but hard to travel with.
Slash, we're just busy when we're away. Like, I find this so weird. And I've said this to Becky when we were in Pennsylvania. I was like, when we do room makeovers anywhere not away from home, they take us a couple days, but it's like a manageable day. It's like 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m. kind of max day. But man, when we go on the road, like when we did Al Mills's room, Gabby Hannah's wasn't so bad, but definitely Nikki and Gabby, like the first time and this time, we are just working like the entire time. It's crazy. Why?
A little bit is on me because I'm a person of routine, like very much so. Mm-hmm. So when I'm traveling, my routine is like out the window anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not at home. I'm not doing what I would normally do. So what am I going to do? Like, I might as well just keep working, because then I can get done earlier and we can go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. But at the same time, it's like, even if, I don't know, it's like there was always work to do and get done, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's like when we got home, it's like you're just going to watch some Netflix or something and go to sleep. It's not like you have like a dog to cuddle or like a dinner to cook. It's like we're just eating out. And
exactly. But those were all really fun things to do, and I'm glad we got to do them. I think both the videos from those makeovers are out now, so you guys can go check them out.
Yeah.
And I think they turned out really good, and you guys really like them, which is awesome to hear after we put in all the effort. That people like them.
Guys, we've been kind of like very excited, because being on YouTube, you go through ups and downs for sure. It's like a little bit of a roller coaster, and sometimes your views are down, sometimes your subscribers are down, sometimes your views are up, sometimes your subscribers are up. But right now, I feel like our videos are doing better than they've ever done before, which is super exciting, because we obviously work really hard. Our team works really hard. We make things we're really excited about. Mm-hmm. And on both channels too, the vlog and the Sorry Girls. We're really excited that people are liking the contents.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a very YouTube word, but sentiment has been good, which means people's like feelings towards the video. I feel like we went through a little phase where like people were very critical of the things we were doing.
Yeah.
Which you need some of that, but it's hard to have that over and over again. But again, the last couple of videos I think have been nice.
Oh, there's a loud truck.
I think the last couple of videos, people have been like receiving them really well.
Yeah. Like
I recently put out a bathroom makeover that I did entirely on my own, and I had no idea how that would go, if it would even turn out.
Yeah.
If the video would turn out, because I filmed it on my own too, but people really liked that, and like the comments we got on it were so nice.
Yeah.
And like in-depth, really thoughtful comments, which is nice to hear too, not just like love it. And then you are starting a home series, and people really love that.
I mean, I honestly would say, though, you were saying people are critical. People are very critical in that first episode of my home series. Like it was equal parts like, we're so excited for you, and if not more, why are you dividing your house into two? Which maybe I'll take 5 seconds to explain this. I think most people just like aren't from Toronto, which I totally get it. If you're not from like a city and you see this like gorgeous house, because it is a gorgeous house, and then you're like, what? You're going to chop it in two, and like you're going to have a stranger living above you. And somebody was like, that's not fair to your neighbors. Like they didn't move in expecting the house to become 2 apartments. It's like, trust me, you don't think I feel bad about this shit? Like, I'm like, I gotta find like a good tenant.
It's
like,
a very Toronto thing, like you're saying.
Yeah, like so many houses, and like this was always the plan to have like rental income, because honey, I can live mortgage free. I can have my tenant pay for my rent and my mortgage. Like it's so smart. Obviously having the whole house would be like dope luxury, but I don't need dope luxury. I'm gonna like make some money and like have this investment.
Also, Toronto is such a busy city that there is a need for places for people to live. So like you being able to give somebody a space to live is a great thing too.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
So, I mean,
anyways, slash it's my house, so
I gonna do what I want.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
But
yes, also good feedback, and people are really excited.
Yeah, I think the excitement for like future content is really nice to hear.
Yeah, keeps us going, you know?
Totally. So should we get into what we're doing today?
Yeah, okay. So for this first little episode back from our random break that we took, we wanted to do something like light and chill, and Jenna and Julien, Jenna Marbles, if you don't know, then whoa,
where you been?
Do you even internet? They have a podcast, and they do a little segment or podcast called
Don't Even Get Me Started.
Oh, that was really good.
Thanks.
That was good. And essentially there's a bunch of topics and you got to rant about it. And I know on their podcast they'll like rant for or against or whatever, but I want to make it so that the person who doesn't choose the topic has to rant the opposite.
Like a little debate.
So like, oh my God, why curtains are better than blinds? And then you would have to argue actually why blinds are better.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a very DIY home decor thing of me to do. I think that the topics are going to be a little bit more interesting than that, but we're going to do it rapid fire too, so we don't just like talk for an hour about why.
I mean, I can get heated about curtains vs blinds.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, I think that would be fun, because even if I also love curtains, you know, you just gotta quickly argue against it. Just give us some perspective, you know? That's what life is all about. Just seeing other people's sides. This is a deeper metaphor, guys, for life.
Yes, but I'm thinking our topics are not going to get too extremely deep. We don't want to be fighting over politics here on the podcast.
Gulp, like literal gulp. Hold on. That was a fake one. I'm sorry.
So on our Instagram, I put out a story. If you aren't following us, you should. We're just at the Sorry Girls, asking for debate topics.
Sorry, I'm laughing because that was the most chill Instagram shout out ever. So if you don't, like, you should. It's at the Sorry Girls. Moving on.
I'm like, my job. I gotta sneak those things in when I can.
Make sure you're also like following the podcast if you don't already subscribe to the podcast. I always forget the terms.
That was also the most chill.
That was not chill at all. Okay, come on.
Okay, so we asked for topics, and then Daniella, our podcast producer, also came up with some fun topics. And we don't know what's in the bowl. If you aren't watching, we do a video version of this podcast, which can be found on our vlog channel at TheSorryLife on YouTube. But if you're listening to this instead of watching, we have a bowl of topics in front of us, and we don't know what's written on these papers, so it's going to be a surprise.
Wait, can we ASMR? Wait,
what happened to the A?
I just made up a new word for ASMR. I think it's so much cooler. ASMR. You say it quickly instead of ASMR. Do you want some ASMR? It's ASMR. Like it's one word. Like it's a word instead of an acronym. Is it it's an acronym?
Totally.
Tell me what the acronym is for.
Audio sensory meridian receptor. Receiver?
Whoa.
I don't know what the R is.
She educated.
There's something like I'm close. Give me that. I'm close.
She's educated. Okay. There's like a fur in here. Oh. Is this Danny's fur?
Oh.
Is this foreshadowing one of the topics?
It's probably the stockings you made. That fur was everywhere.
Oh yeah, I made stockings and they were fur stockings. Okay.
Also, while you pick one, since we're doing a twist, I feel like we should come up with a name of our own for this game. So maybe you can email us, or since I gave you that Instagram info, you can DM us.
What's the podcast email?
The podcast is podcasts@thesorrygirls.com.
Is that podcast with a T or podcast with a TS?
Just the T.
Podcast.
Just the T.
Oh my God. I love that. Okay, hold on. I've been wanting to do my ASMR for like.
Okay, go.
One more.
I can't tell if I love it or hate it. It's borderline styrofoamy feeling for me.
Yeah. Okay. Should I start?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So you pick the thing, and you have to give your stance on why it's the greatest, and then I have to counter. Is this the game? This is the game.
Okay. What if I want to rant why it's not the greatest or something? You know?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. You kind of came up with this version. Well, you can't look at it and decide. It has to be like, this is the way we're doing it.
You're going to argue. No, I think that I get to pick whether I want to argue for or against it, and then you just have to do the opposite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. So the first one is Kitten versus Hedgehog, which if you guys don't know is not our first video. It's one of our first videos. It's up there as far as being old. Sorry, that was the weirdest way to describe that. But it's a very viral video. I think it's probably still the #1 viewed video on our channel, potentially. I should double check. I haven't looked at that in a while.
It is.
And it's literally just a kitten meeting a hedgehog. Our friend's kitten meeting our pet hedgehog at the time. And we are not even in it. It was like, I don't know why it got filmed, but it did. And it went viral. Very viral, like talking over 23 million views back in 2012 or something. So back then I feel like there wasn't even that many people on the internet, guys. So that's a lie. So Kitten versus Hedgehog. I'm going to argue why that was the best video, and you can argue why it wasn't. So quickly, I mean, it really just popped off for us, got us out there. It made us a little bit of money, which was nice when we're two college girls. And ultimately it paid for Harley's eye surgery.
Well, that's wholesome.
Okay.
Okay, why it's not the best thing ever. It's extremely misleading.
Oh, yeah.
When people look us up, they think that we're a pet hedgehog channel, and still to this day we get asked, how's Harley, how's your pet hedgehog? And we're like, stop ripping apart my heart every time I have to think about my dead pet. Okay, plus it's not educational, there's not much substance to it. It's filler content, baby. But low-key, that's a great video, go watch it.
Oh wait, you choose.
Okay, I'm gonna pick one now. Traveling for work.
Oh.
Okay, I have to argue why it's either the best or the worst.
Yep.
Pick one.
You can pick.
Okay, I'm going to say it's the worst because it throws us off our game. Because we already talked about this a little bit, how it's hard. When you travel, you don't have like half the supplies that you normally do. You're not in the stores that you're used to shopping in. I mean, this is a very specific us problem, traveling for work. For other people, it'd be different. We can't bring things like these beautiful microfilms we talked about, and it's harder to get work done. And sometimes at the end of the day, in our situation, like we could film videos here that would do just as well. And then comparing it to the videos that we had to spend like thousands on plane tickets for to go and travel and spend a week of our lives away from everything. And it's like, was it worth it in the end? I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I will tell you. I think traveling for work, when I say I think, I mean, I'm just doing the argue bit that I'm supposed to do. I don't even know what I actually think. I think that traveling for work is the best because we get to see the world, aka LA and Pennsylvania and Ottawa. Oh, actually, we traveled to Tanzania, Africa, y'all. So, hello, seeing the world, amazing opportunities. When we do get to travel, we get to collab with YouTubers that we would never get to collab with unless we did our Design and Conquer series, but we won't talk about that. So we get to collab with all new YouTubers, which means that we're branching out our audience and getting new subscribers, and those videos do really well for us usually, so that just equals better business overall. I think those are the only good points I have.
All right, moving on.
Wow. Okay. Oh shit, I would get this one. Coffee. Well, I know what side I'm gonna pick. Coffee is the worst. Guys, I actually don't drink coffee, so this is not gonna be that hard for me. As Daniella sips casually on her coffee. So coffee stains your teeth. Actually, can I tell you why I don't like coffee?
Isn't that what you're doing?
Oh, okay, yeah. But can I tell you like the deep story of why?
Yeah, go.
I don't know if I already talked about this before. I had a teacher in grade 4 and grade 5, Miss Goodfellow. Shout out. I've tried to find her since because she was the best teacher. I loved her. But she had a coffee addiction. And she would always smell like coffee when she would tell you how to help you with your problems that you had in school, and you're like asking for a math issue, and she'd be like, that was not English, try that again. She would always smell like coffee if she tried to help you with a math problem. She would not let you talk to her in the morning until she drank her coffee. And I'm not kidding. The mug she would bring every single day was a Tim Hortons mug, like a reusable one. Love a reusable queen, so extra points there. But it was huge. It was huge. I think it's like a joke mug, but she literally used that, and she would fill it up and drink it all day. Again, like literally loved her. She was the best teacher ever. But then also we learned about DARE. We had like DARE in that grade, which if you guys don't know, I don't know where they run this program, but it's a drug abuse resistance education program. So like a cop will come in, they'll talk about drugs and why they're bad and what the different drugs are and all the side effects, and like show you scary pictures to scare you from doing drugs basically. And they talked about caffeine, and I was like, Miss Goodell is addicted to drugs.
Did you tell somebody that?
I'm pretty sure I raised my hand and was like,
I need to report somebody.
I was like, I learned in DARE that caffeine's a drug. And she was like, yep, you're right. Yeah, that was awkward. Anyways, so I learned that coffee is super addictive. And then I saw the effects of coffee addiction with my loving teacher, and how she was so great, but then these negative side effects. So long story short, that's why I don't think I ever started drinking coffee. Also, my family just doesn't drink coffee. I do kind of like the taste sometimes. There's a lot of sugar in it. But yeah, so it can taste gross. It stains your teeth, makes your breath smell bad. You can get addicted to it, and then you can't wake up in the morning without having to drink your coffee, which will make your children sad if you're like, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee or my caffeine. And if you don't drink the ethically sourced coffee, then that's contributing to bad things too. So cons to coffee, y'all.
Fair point.
Oh, expensive. If you get it every day. Oh my God. And if you throw out the coffee cups, even though they're made of cardboard, guys, they are not recyclable, at least in Toronto, because they have a wax lining. So stop recycling your coffee cups. It is bad. And if they have not white lids or something, then they're also not recyclable, the lids.
I think we hit a nerve with coffee and Kelsey.
Okay. Go for it, Becky.
I think my answers will be a bit shorter, but why I think coffee is great. A couple of reasons. This one's subjective, but it can taste good if you like coffee. Mm-hmm. It can help wake you up if you're tired or need to stay awake, which is great. Mm-hmm. A reason I like coffee is because it's kind of like universal. Yeah. You can find it everywhere. Like anywhere you go will have a coffee on the menu. Whereas if you have a favorite latte, and it's not from a place like Starbucks, like even Starbucks can be hard to find. You know what I mean? Like you can go to the littlest mom and pop shop and they probably have a coffee for you, which is great. And I like coffee because it's kind of communal in a way. It's an easy thing to like gather around the water hole, like go out for coffee, you know, like
for sure.
People in the mornings will go to coffee together, or do you want to grab a coffee? Or like if it's the winter in Canada and you like want to warm up, like let's go get coffee or something. It's very community based. And I'm sure you could get teas or hot chocolates or waters or whatever, but coffee's kind of that standard where like maybe you're at a friend's house in the morning, put on a pot of coffee, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's easy like that.
Or your friends are like, somebody's like, oh, let's grab a coffee, and you're like,
and you're like, I'll get a tea.
The best thing ever was on like a dating app once, some guy was like, let's go for a coffee or a tea, or like, and then they just like went on, and I was like, yo, respect the inclusion for the non-coffee drinkers.
It's true. But I do feel like in the sense if you're like, let's go get a coffee, it's understood that like we're going to a place that has options.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like takes you to only a coffee place strictly.
Yeah. No, I get the routine thing. That is nice.
Yeah.
It's like when I had a dog for a short period of time, I was just like, oh my God, it's so much easier to make friends.
Yeah.
Coffee, so much easier to make friends. Smokers. Like one time I was like hanging out with somebody that was taking a smoke, and they just met friends because they just were like, do you have a lighter? And I was like, wow, you need to smoke to make friends? I was not smoking, just clarify. Just standing there awkwardly.
But yeah.
Oh, what's the next one say, Becky?
You're going to have to find out after this short break. Okay, I'm going to pick another one.
Okay. This is my job, guys. I love my job.
AirPods. I feel like you should have gotten this one because you just got them.
Well,
okay. I'm going to argue for them so that you have to tell me why they're terrible.
Damn
it. AirPods. I was going to explain what they are, but I feel like everybody knows. They're wireless headphones made by Apple.
Copy that.
They are great because wireless. Don't have to have cords all up in your business all the time. And they're great. Well, that's like one of the biggest reasons, right?
Yeah.
You can't say anything.
Yeah, I can tell you more, but
they connect to all your devices Bluetoothly. And so maybe the new ones only are like the wireless charging too, where you can put the thing on the
I didn't
charger.
spring for that because I was like, does it come with the wireless charger? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay.
They're like $20 on Amazon though, because they work with my phone.
Yeah, but the wireless charger is like an extra $40.
What do you mean?
If you want the wireless charging headphones, you have to pay an extra $40.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I should have argued against. That's nonsensical. Yeah, they're small. You can bring them everywhere. And I don't know. They're great. Tell me why they're not.
Okay. Well, first of all, a lot of people are scared about what the AirPods are doing to our brains. Because those brainwaves, like that close. No, not brainwaves. Those other kind of waves that close to our brain. There's some like stories and studies, and obviously they haven't been around long enough to know what the causes are, but people are like, we don't know if that's so good, like having Bluetooth in your head.
True.
They are ridiculously expensive, so expensive, like over 200 bones for like the basic ones. That's not if you get the pros, that's not if you get the wireless thingy. They kind of look stupid. Like when they first came out, I was like, ew, those look stupid. And then everybody was wearing them and I was like, they look less stupid just because I'm used to it, but they still look stupid.
Yeah.
Like why do they need to have the little like long piece?
My favorite picture is like this guy that made like Q-tip ones. Have you seen that?
No.
Just cut a Q-tip and then bent it and then stuck it in his ear and it looks just like it.
Wait, I love that. Oh, that gives me another reason. Like I don't even have bad earwax, but like they can get like,
oh, true.
What else is bad about them? Oh, you can like easily lose them because they're like non-existent.
They're so tiny.
And it's just another thing to take care of, I guess. Like another thing to charge. Like at night, it's like I don't have an Apple Watch, but like, is my watch charged? Is my phone charged? Is my tablet charged? Is my sorry guys, that just turned like real privilege problems. But whatever, I'm ranting about AirPods. What else can I do? Yeah, I think that's about. Oh, I will also say I mean, maybe I haven't learned how to use them yet, but like you can't, like I thought they would have nice little like tap controls on the ears. Wow, I really need to Google this because I don't know if I'm just being ignorant. I don't know how to work my new AirPods, but I thought you would be able to like tap for volume on the little sides of them, or like connect or disconnect a phone call using them, because like sometimes you walk away from your phone.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, whoa, this is like loud or something.
You can't hang up with them?
Like, I think you can, because I accidentally hung up on my dad. So you can. I just don't know how to do it. Like whether you like tap, 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 tap. But I don't think there's like a lot of controls you can do. I just need to look it up. I'm sorry if that's a fake news rant reason, but whatever. I'm throwing it in there. Could Jack have fitted on the floor?
Oh, on the door.
On the door. I still don't get
Titanic. You know how there's this whole argument about like,
oh, could Jack have
fit on the door?
Got it. Yeah, sure. I will argue that Jack could fit on the door, and they were just making him not fit on the door for drama purposes. Like, he could have fit on the door. They both could have lived. Also, like, they could have just waited 2 seconds, and then when somebody else died, like, swam over and grabbed their boat or chair or whatever they had. Yeah. Like, did they even try? I think I've seen Titanic like a lot, but I can't even remember. Like, they should have shown a struggle. Like, they should have both been on it, and then it was like sinking, and then like he was just like, "No, you do it," because yeah, the whole movie falls apart right there. Like, if they both just lived, it would have been so different.
So I haven't seen this scene in a long time, and plus I'm no medical expert, but for the sake of having to argue against, I'm going to say that it wouldn't have worked because you know how like when you're trying to share a pool noodle with someone, if it's too much weight, it sinks anyways?
Yeah.
Even if you can fit?
Yeah.
So let's say Jack does get up on that door, then the door lowers, and now they're in the water way too much, and then they're sitting in this cold water for too long, and they both freeze and die and sink to the bottom of the ocean floor.
Shoot. But, you know, the way a door works, it's like the displaced surface. So, like, even though it might be like a heavy door or heavy people on top of that door, if it's displacing and like going over a surface of water, and it's like not a rocky water, which it was pretty still out there, then like you can put a lot of weight on that, you know?
Well, Jack and Rose were miserable at science and physics and didn't understand that. And they sat on the door inappropriately displaced and sunk and died.
They definitely could have fit on the door. It was just for the movie.
This will be funny if you guys have any thoughts too on these topics, to email us.
Yeah.
Your fors or against on these things, because I'd like to hear them as well.
And if you guys are liking this game, let us know, because we can do it again, or we can not do it again, depending on you. Argue for or against doing it again. Okay. Oh, it's your turn. Oh my God.
What is it?
No. Evil.
I can't say that one. That's heartbreaking.
But also do it, because it'd be funny.
Plus, he's here and we'll hear this and we'll cry. Okay. Go.
I can't. Like, are we going to go to jail? What did I just pull out? Also, I accidentally pulled it out instead of Becky, but I gave it to Becky.
I also don't like that we have to choose to be for or against. I want it chosen for me. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know? Okay. We pulled out Justin, who is our dear editor and bestest employee, even though all our employees are amazing. Well, obviously, I gotta say he's the greatest.
Shit. Okay.
Our videos are fire, and they're funny. And they get turned around into great pieces of art in timely fashion. We just film a bunch of random crap sometimes and say, please make this a thing. You have 2 days, go. And he does it. And it's so good. And there's jokes, but it's also educational and it's easy to follow. And I guess speaking about him as a person, he's so lovely. He says hi to me every morning.
The bar's low.
Well, it's really nice. He's so great to hang out with. As always, insightful and well-spoken, and a great, great person to have in the office. Tell me why he's not. I'm sorry, this is awful.
All of our names in there, so. Oh shit, did you?
Wait, no, this is worse. I have to do this more than once.
Oh my god. Okay. Why Justin is literally the worst. He's so stylish, he makes everybody else look bad.
This is true.
These are just like backhanded compliments. He works too hard sometimes. I feel like it's gotten a little bit better since we've hired a part-time editor. But still, homeboy works all day, every day. Yeah, sometimes on weekends. He just got to make that video perfect for us. So we appreciate that. But that's just the worst, that he works so hard. Where was I going with that?
I'll accept it.
Sometimes Justin's very quiet, maybe too quiet. Just to his own detriment. Like, I just want him to, make sure he's getting everything he needs at work in life. I literally have nothing bad to say about Justin. Let's get another one. Oh shit. Sorry. I read every single one and I'm just like, oh, profanity. Gift giving and buying.
Ooh, okay. Let's hear it.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna argue. Is it like less fun because we're arguing the one that we choose?
That's why maybe next time we should do it where it's like set, like if you're pulling, you are 4. You know what I mean?
We can do that for the rest of it. Okay, so if I'm for gift giving and buying. God damn it. No, I'm not. Okay. So reasons why gift giving is great. It's great because we get to treat our loved ones who deserve a little something special. It stimulates the economy.
Daniella's giving tips from behind the camera.
Yeah, no, that is good. It stimulates the economy. I mean, we're making content about gift giving and buying. I mean, we're doing more DIY gifting, but if you consider that gift giving, which I would, then yeah, it helps us because we make that video and then you watch it. That's AdSense.
There's like the shop local aspect of stimulating. I feel like I should be able to contribute to this conversation. You don't want my help? Okay, go.
No, I do want your help. Yeah, there's the shop local aspect. This is the time of year when all those businesses, maybe big and small, go into the quote unquote green. I think that's why it's called Black Friday, because like their books aren't read anymore. I don't know. I've heard a million different reasons why it's Black Friday, and it is what it is. And you got to see people to give them a gift usually, so you get to see your friends face to face. Wow, you can tell that one was a hard one for me. Go ahead, Becky. Why is it the worst?
Gift giving can be the worst, especially around the holidays, because there's so much pressure to buy things for people. And I feel like it can almost be like you feel obligated to buy people gifts when you shouldn't have to. Gift giving should be something that you choose and want to do for people, and you shouldn't be forced to get everyone that you know, like everyone in your office and your mailman and the guy that gives you your coffee every morning if you don't indulge in coffee, and your one aunt that you haven't seen in like 8 years. You know what I mean? And for some people it's a hard time of year to even have the money to like kind of stay alive, but on top of that, to like have to buy all these gifts for people that you don't want to, like that can be really hard. And it's kind of sad that it's in a way like been forced on society that you must give everyone a gift and it must be valuable. And at the same time, also gift giving often can be associated with like fast fashion and mass buying of like crappy products, because that's just what's out there.
Yeah.
The whole shopping local aspect can be really expensive. So some people are like forced to buy things from these large box stores, and then they're spending money on stuff that's not even good because they have to, because they feel like they have to give someone a gift.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why gift giving is awful. Plus, half the time people don't even want the things you're giving them. Like, people just want to buy what they want. They don't want your 20,000 pairs of socks that you're never going to wear. You know what I mean?
True that. Also, I have another point for why it's good, is that it gives you time to like focus, and if it's not for like random people that you just feel pressured to buy,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's for the people where you're like, yes, I want to, it gives you the chance where it's like, if you've been wanting to do something special for somebody or get them something, it's like, I mean, you can honestly do that any time of the year, and I think I would just do that, but you can take this time to be like, oh, I've been wanting to do this for this person, or I've been wanting to get this for this person.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to be creative, which is cool too.
Yes, definitely.
I like creativity.
Watch our videos. Found ways to get creative around gift giving.
Literally, we always say this every year. It's like we do DIY gifts pretty much every year, but also literally, I mean, we do less quote unquote like very specific tutorials than we used to. Like back when we started our channel, it used to just be like DIY how to make this, how to make this, how to make this thing. And now we're kind of just like, here's a room makeover, and here's us cleaning things out, and here's like a thrift flip, which might not be applicable to everybody. But we definitely do still have like our DIY making sconces or something. That was probably a really old video. Sorry, sometimes I blank on the spot. But yeah, the Sorry Girls, you're a great resource for Christmas. Who
You pulled that one.
Here you go.
Okay, so we switched the rules partway through this game. So whatever I pick, I've got to be for.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's more interesting, because otherwise,
this one's hilarious, but also like, it's not a yes or no question.
okay.
It's what counts as a sandwich. And I guess I'll say my thoughts, and then you have to, I guess, say your thoughts.
Okay. How do I argue against that?
So I guess we can go down to the age-old question: is a hamburger a sandwich? Is anything with 2 pieces of buns on either side a sandwich?
No.
I guess I'm gonna argue and say yes, because I feel like I have to.
Okay.
Yeah, if we're going back to what we define a sandwich as, I feel like it's got to be any sort of outer crust that's made of doughy bread or any type of bread thing with ingredients inside. And I think that's as simple as it needs to be. We don't have to overcomplicate it. So yeah, a hamburger is a sandwich. It's a meat sandwich. Ew. I hate that I said that.
Yes.
Please cut that out. It's a beef patty sandwich. It really is.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes. A hot dog also is a sandwich, for those wondering, because it is some sort of thing. What is a hot dog? Ham? Pork? I don't even know. Beef?
Pork. Yeah.
A veggie dog is also a sandwich, because it is a roll of vegetable paste within 2 pieces of bread. Even though they're connected down the center, essentially top and bottom is bread. Case in point.
Well, Becky. Sandwich. Well, I understand that a burger is a piece of meat sandwiched between 2 buns. But if you walked into a store and asked for a beef patty sandwich, they would think you are off your meds.
Would they, though? Can I ask someone who used to work at McDonald's, do they not call them a sandwich?
Danielle used to work at McDonald's.
That's why I'm asking her. I feel like when you go to drive-thrus, they're like, do you want like a meal or like just a sandwich? Which I always thought was weird, but I remember them saying that.
I can confirm.
Shoot.
See?
She can confirm.
She confirms.
Well, I think no, you're wrong. A hot dog is a hot dog. A hamburger is a hamburger. And a chicken burger, if it's on burger buns, like thick buns, then it's a burger. But if it's a little thin piece of chicken breast on like bread, then it's a sandwich.
So it's the type of bread that determines sandwich
It's
or
a
not.
combination of bread and meat. So usually I think a sandwich is like thin pieces of meat. So it's like tuna, like flaky tuna, or like deli sliced something or like little pieces of veggies. And then it can be either type of bun, whether that's a thick bun or a thin bun. But if it's your chicken pieces on bread, sandwich. Chicken pieces on burger bun.
So it's the slicedness of the ingredients in the thing that determines sandwich or not.
You know what, man? It's just go with your gut. If my gut is telling me I'm hungry.
I agree.
Okay, I'll do the next one.
I feel like we both had good arguments for the sandwich or not.
I literally don't even know. You guys need to write in about that one because I just can't even. Okay. Oh, wait. The person that picks it has to argue
For it?
Yeah. Well, I got girls supporting girls.
Ew.
So girls supporting girls is literally so important because there's so much toxic female interactions that can happen growing up or even when you're grown. So it's so important to support each other because if women can't support each other, how can we expect anybody else to support women? I think that it helps us all evolve together, and just because somebody else is doing something great, that doesn't tear you down. Every woman doing something amazing is only benefiting other women to pave the path. Women, I mean, I feel like this is just obvious, but why does it suck, Becky? Why is girls supporting girls not great?
I mean, I can use what is typically the opposite side's argument for this, even though personally it's kind of dumb. Why it gotta be girls supporting girls? Why can't it be all supporting all? Basically, I can't say much against it. It's a great cause, especially Adeline Morin, who's like kind of owned that in her merch.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Girls should support girls. Can't say anything to convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight about that one.
Off mic, my actual rant, I think I've said this before, it's just like girls supporting girls just to be like, it's like just to have something to stand for. You know what I mean? Like when people are like, it's a woman company. I'm like, is that your whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
Is that your thing?
Be something other than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I feel like let's not put that in.
don't put that in. Okay. Oh, you're picking it up.
You always picking my answers.
Sorry.
I want to pick.
Here you go.
Okay.
This can be maybe the last one.
Okay. I think we'll make this one the last one.
If it's a good one.
TBD. Okay. What am I fighting for? Ooh.
Oh, no.
Disney remakes. This is actually funny because I feel like I have said that
Yeah.
I don't love them, but like I don't have a good reason. I just don't watch them. Okay, so why I'm for Disney remakes? Because it's great because it gets to resurface Disney classics for a new generation that might not go back and watch like the old hand-drawn cartoon ones because they could feel like it's dated. It brings like a whole new light to what was a great story. For a new audience, and plus it's cool. It keeps Disney relevant, gets to flex like the where the future of video making is going with all this amazing CGI they're able to do.
Yeah.
By bringing lions to life and dogs to life and like bringing those cartoons to like a realistic kind of face is really cool that they're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically I think it's just great because it brings that story back and makes it more relevant again. And we're not letting these classics die and people don't watch them anymore. I love Disney.
Okay, well, why Disney remakes suck or are the worst? I think that they are hindering Disney from thinking of new, exciting concepts. They're just kind of like recycling old things. They're like, oh, this made us money before. Let's do it again. When it's like, no, Disney, think of new stuff instead of just like further developing the Star Wars brand and remaking all your old films. Obviously they're coming up with new stuff, but I mean they could probably be making more new stuff than they are now. It makes it so that the kids won't go back and watch those originals, and originals and classics are important. Imagine if we just watched the remakes of every other movie. Like Freaky Friday's a remake, right?
Is it? Of what?
I don't even know.
Wow, I'm so uneducated.
I maybe just made that up.
No, you might be right.
There's lots of remakes. Also, was that Disney? It probably was. We can't just... See, you didn't even see the original.
Not a true Disney fan.
I definitely haven't either. But then it means that we're not going back and watching those originals and classics, which is very important for society and culture as a whole. Yeah, stop being lazy and remaking things. And it could potentially ruin the movie for the people that loved it as growing up. That's what you've previously said.
That's what I've said. I'm just like, what if they don't do it justice? And I think like the way the argument falls flat in that defense is that like it will never do it justice because I have strong sentimental ties to the movies, which doesn't mean that they're any greater than the new ones. It just means I have a personal tie, which you can never compete with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not to say that the new kids watching the new ones won't feel that way about those ones the way I felt about the ones in my childhood, you know?
Yeah. I just thought of a good one, but I'm going to put it in the bowl and leave it for next time.
Oh, the suspense.
The suspense is real.
So make sure you follow this podcast on all podcast listening platforms.
And thank you guys for tuning in. I like reading your comments when you guys are just like, or in person when we meet you, you're like, it's just like I'm hanging with some friends, because I think that's kind of our vibe. Like we don't claim to be this like educational podcast, which even though we're like, when we do our YouTube content, we're like, we want to be like learning something. I mean, I hope you learn something still when you're listening to our podcast, but it's definitely not like this, you know, it's not NPR.
And I wanted to say too, sorry,
yeah,
for the sake of this game, that like we are arguing for and against things because that's like the fun of it, but not everything we say is like for sure our absolute stance on these things.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That was part of the game. And shout out again to Jenna and Julien's podcast.
Okay, should we take some emails?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I was like ending it.
Okay, so at the end of most of our podcast episodes, we like to respond to some emails that you guys send us.
Too fast.
I know. Yeah, you guys can email us to podcast@thesorrygirls.com if you have. It's kind of like letters to the editor in magazines or newspapers. If you have thoughts about previous episodes that you want to comment in on, we like to hear them. So this one comes from Julia from Sweden.
Ooh.
And she says, "Hi guys, thanks so much for the great content you put out on your channels. I follow them all. Amazing.
Wow.
I recently listened to your podcast episode on the pressure of posting, and I think it's crazy that you even have to explain yourselves like that. Why you make certain decisions for your content is no one else's business. If people don't like what they see, then they can just hop along to another YouTube channel. There are millions to choose from." True. I think the majority of your followers feel the same way, so don't listen to them, haters. They might be screaming the loudest, but certainly not the truest. Ooh, I like that.
Wow, that's a good line.
Keep up your good work.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was sometimes you just got to hear that, you know?
It's true. And like deep down, I believe that. Like, I don't need to explain what I do to anyone. Like, it's our channel. Like, we get to make up the rules. But it's hard when people are asking you to explain yourself and demanding answers for your decisions. Like, what do you say?
Literally with this house thing. Like, I bought this house. I went house shopping. I bought a house. I hired contractors. Came up with a plan. Consulted many different people. Did not like decide overnight what I want to do with this home. And then people are commenting like, you should change it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? No.
I think, yeah, it's easy because people see it condensed into like a 10-minute video to feel like, oh, this was easy and off the cuff. And like, but it's no, like there's all this back to it that took months of groundwork.
Yeah, that's like what I literally talked about this to like my mom and David, and they're both just like, they just don't like, people just don't know like why you're doing what you're doing and like why these decisions are good and smart decisions. Like,
yeah, and for you to sit down and explain everything you do, it's like unnecessary. It would take forever. Like, people don't need to know all that.
Yeah, I know they're saying it with love, but sometimes love hurts.
Well, thanks so much, Julia. It's really nice to hear that. Sometimes you do need to hear it amidst all the haters, as some people call them.
Yeah. Thank you guys for sticking with us with this podcast, and we're gonna have some guests coming on in the future, which I'm very, very excited about. So make sure you subscribe to this, everything, whatever. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you so much, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye now.